Welcome back down under, Foxplorers. Time for another fun day of learning with me, your camp counselor, Brianne. Today, we are going to look at an object that is an iconic symbol of Australia, a boomerang. Have you ever heard of a boomerang? Well, come along, Foxplorers, while we discover the history and background of the boomerang. First things first, what in the world is a boomerang? For those of you who don't know, it's kind of similar to a frisbee, but instead of being circular, it's shaped more like a banana. And the coolest thing about a boomerang is when you throw it, it comes back to you all by itself. Sort of seems like magic, doesn't it, Fox Explorers? Not only are boomerangs found in Australia, but people in other parts of the world, including places we have already learned about, like ancient Egypt, India, and many other cultures, also used boomerangs. In Australia, the boomerang was used by the Australian Aboriginals. Remember them, fact explorers? We talked a little bit about them last time. They are considered the longest living culture in the world and can speak over 250 languages. The Aboriginals originally used boomerangs for hunting and warfare. They can go 3 times as far as a hunting spear and have been measured reaching distances of over 650 feet. Wow, that means that boomerangs can fly almost as far as the length of 2 football fields. The Aboriginals discovered that this little tool could be quite fun. For example, they found that if the boomerang is thrown a certain way, it curved in flight and did some really neat spins while in the air. And then it returned to the thrower. Can you imagine throwing a stick and it returning to you without knowing anything about boomerangs? It makes sense why throwing boomerangs became a sport with the Aboriginals, and why the old hunting weapon has been transformed into a popular sport even today. They were also used to help start fires, remove bark from trees, dig into the ground, cut cooked meat, and smooth other tools. Did you know that boomerangs were used by explorers just like you? It's true. Fox explorers use boomerangs as clapping sticks, dance props, and for other children's games and toys. There was no one Aboriginal language in Australia. In fact, there was between 500 and 600 different languages at the time, and each had their own word for what we call a boomerang today. There was also no written language for the Aboriginal people. So, how do they possibly tell stories? You guessed it. They drew pictures of symbols to tell important stories about their culture. These symbols can look different in each region, but were generally understood by everyone. A few of the common ones are shown here. A painting may even have several levels of a story, depending on whether the story was being told to adults or little fox explorers like you. These symbols can be found on many objects, including boomerangs. Another form of Aboriginal art that was used on boomerangs is dot paintings. Each dot painting is unique in its very own way. Some artists use very small dots that were arranged neatly, and other artists use large, multicolored dots scattered randomly all around the canvas. The dots can overlap other dots, join closely together, giving the appearance of lines, or even dotted so densely that they create a solid colored area. The only requirement is that in order to be considered a dot painting, the dotting method must be visible. So far, we have learned all about the history and art of the boomerang, but have you been wondering how boomerangs were made? Oh, good! I wasn't the only one. The first boomerangs were made from one single piece of carved wood. The carver heated the wood in extremely hot ashes, bent it to create the perfect shape, and then decorated it using methods of Aboriginal art. But that is not the only way. Other countries have been known to make boomerangs with ivory and rock, and modern boomerangs are even made with plastic, paper, or steel. Not only are modern boomerangs made with different materials, but their shapes are also different from the traditional banana shaped boomerang. For example, some boomerangs now have three blades and look like the letter Y. As we learned, boomerangs can be different shapes and made with all different kinds of material. So now it's time for you to make your very own boomerang, Foxplorers. First, you'll need to grab a piece of cardboard or construction paper. Then, you'll need to draw the shape of your boomerang. Remember, Foxplorers, the Aborigines made boomerangs in the shape of a banana, but more modern day boomerangs are shaped like the letter Y, so it's up to you to choose the perfect shape for your boomerang. If you're unsure how to draw your own boomerang shape, go to the Foxplorers webpage to download a printable template. When you are finished drawing your boomerang, cut it out and decorate it by using the dot painting method. You can use colored markers, crayons, or paint to create your dots. Just like the Aborigine artist, you can use big dots or small dots. You can create pictures with your dots or arrange them any way you'd like. But remember, to be considered a dot painting, you must be able to see the shape of the dots you created. We can't wait to see your boomerang creations in action. Ask your parents to take a picture or video of you with your boomerang so you can show us and tell all your Fox Explorer friends. Post your pictures and videos in the comments on Facebook or share on Instagram with hashtag Little Fox Explorer and hashtag Fox Adventure Camp 2020. All right, Fox Explorers, that's all for today. But be sure to tune in next week, Tuesday and Thursday, where we will be learning all about Scotland. See you then, campers.
Adventures, parks, and games is what you're looking for. Yeah, the word of the day, so many things to create, so much to see and do.